Hi friends, in today's recipe I am going to show you how to make this delicious dragon chicken recipe. I am very sure that you will really enjoy this, so without delay let's get started. In a small bowl I am adding around 500 grams of chicken strips. This is from a chicken breast. You want to cut your strips into nice bite-sized pieces and make sure they're not too long. And to this I'm gonna add in salt to taste. I'm using about half a teaspoon of salt and then some black pepper. So friends, once we have added our black pepper, I'm gonna give this a nice mix and leave this to marinate for about 15 minutes whilst we prepare the batter for our chicken strips. Make sure that your chicken is fully coated in the salt and pepper. You can also add more spices, but we are sticking to the traditional recipe, so that's all we're going to be using for now. In a wide bowl or plate, I am taking 4 tablespoons of plain flour, and to this I am going to add in 1/2 of a tablespoon of baking powder. Now adding in around a 1/4 teaspoon of salt or salt to your taste, and also 2 tablespoons of corn flour. This is what will allow our chicken to cook nice and crispy. And then to this I'm going to add in 1 large egg. Just crack it inside how you normally would. Once this is cracked in, we are going to add in more black pepper to your taste. I'm using around 1.5 teaspoons. So my friends, once we have all of our batter ingredients added to the bowl, I'm going to take a whisk. You can use a fork if you want. And we're going to give this a nice whisk together. You may notice that your batter will start to thicken up, so to this and to prevent this you want to add in cold water. I have about 4 tablespoons of cold water here. You may need more, it depends on your quantities and how well you measure your ingredients. So if you require more water, feel free to add a few more tablespoons of water. So friends, once we are mixing our batter, we want to try and avoid as many clumps as possible so that we can have a nice and smooth batter. Now our batter is ready, so we are gonna add our chicken strips into this batter and mix them well with the use of a spoon, or you could use your hands. You really want to make sure that your chicken is coated nice and well so that it marinates properly and you achieve maximum flavor. I am gonna let my marinade sit for around 15 minutes whilst I prep my vegetables. So once that is set, I am gonna take a fry pan or a pan of choice, and into them I'm gonna add cooking oil, about 200 milliliters. When the oil is sizzling and beginning to warm up, I'm gonna add in the chicken strips one by one. You don't have to rush this, you can add them one by one with the use of a fork or a spoon or your hands, it doesn't really matter. So you want to cook these on a low to medium flame. If you keep your flame too low, then the crispiness of the chicken will not achieve and you will be left with a soggy chicken. So you want to keep your flame on medium low and allow this to cook in its own time, casually, just occasionally stirring them and making sure that there's a nice golden crisp on them. It is taking around 7 to 10 minutes for each batch of my chicken to cook. Once you can see it's getting a nice crisp, I'm moving them around, and then in their own time they are ready to serve on a dish with some paper towels so that we can drain them and move on to our next step. Make sure that your chicken is drained well from the oil once you have fried it, otherwise again your chicken will get soggy and we don't want that. So here I am just adding the remainder of my chicken strips all into the same batch, as we want to make sure that they're cooked evenly. So again, making sure that they have a nice golden crisp on them, and then we can take them out on the paper towel and let them soak up the oil, and we are ready for the next step. For the stir fry of this dragon chicken recipe, we are going to get a non-stick pan. You can also use a wok for the additional touch, but I'm going to use a non-stick pan. And to that I'm adding around 3 tablespoons of oil. I will add more later as it was quite less. So you want to start off with 3 tablespoons of oil and 1 tablespoon of crushed garlic. It's completely your choice. You can use grated garlic, chopped garlic, you can even use frozen garlic, but fresh garlic is the best. When we crush our garlic, then we have achieved our maximum garlic flavor. So you can see here I'm adding a few more tablespoons of oil as the garlic was sticking, and we are on a medium to high flame browning of the garlic so we get a nice aroma and a nice taste. To this garlic, we are going to add in one finely sliced onion. I'm using a white onion. You can also use a red onion. I believe that the white onion brings out more flavor and sweetness to the dish, whereas with red onion you have a more harshness and you have more of a crunch. Now I'm going to reduce the flame to more low medium, and then I'm going to use my spatula. You can use a wooden spoon, and I'm going to brown this off and let this cook and get more transparent and clear. Cooking our onions on a low to medium flame will let them get soft and caramelize slightly so that we can have the hidden sweetness in this dragon chicken recipe. Now our onions are becoming more translucent. We are going to add in our finely sliced red and green peppers. This capsicum pepper really allows the taste to be enhanced. It brings a delicious crunch also, and the flavor and scent of this vegetable is absolutely delicious in this recipe. So my friends, we are gonna just keep cooking this on a low to medium flame and making sure that everything is well combined. At this stage, we are now gonna add in 1 tablespoon of salt. You can also add in a tablespoon of Chinese salt. It's completely up to you. I'm using normal salt here as I want a stronger flavor. And then I am also going to add in around half a tablespoon of crushed black pepper. Reduce the flame slightly here as we don't want our spices to burn, and then once that we have done that, I am going to add in 3 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. Make sure that the flame is still low as we don't want this to start burning or sticking, and then just give this a nice mix and make sure our vegetables are coating well in our ketchup and our spices. And then to that we are gonna add in 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. You can use light soy sauce, but I prefer to use dark one as it has a more saltiness and tanginess, and this is perfect for this recipe. So once that is added, I'm gonna mix well and make sure that once again everything is nicely combined and fully incorporated. Now friends, we have our sauce ready, and to this I'm gonna add in the cooked chicken strips that we prepared earlier. As you can see, they are nice and crispy still as we made sure that we drain them well. So adding that into the sauce and then making sure that we're on a high flame now as we want our chicken to absorb all of this as well as it can and coat fully inside the mixture. I'm just gonna add in a few splashes of water here so that our chicken and sauce can come together and be slightly more saucy rather than dry. So we're just gonna cook that off until majority of the water is dried up. Our chicken should be looking like this. So once we have achieved this, we are gonna plate this up in a nice beautiful dish. I take my time to find these beautiful recipes for you guys and make sure that you enjoy them as I like to perfect the recipes beforehand. Please make sure you try out this recipe and let me know what you guys think of this. So I'm just going to plate up the remainder of this chicken, and then I'm going to add some chopped up spring onions as a garnish, and it makes it look absolutely delicious. As well as this, I'm going to sprinkle on some sesame seeds. They give it the final missing touches that it requires and also a nice little crunch in every single bite. Please make sure you guys try out this recipe and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know what your thoughts on this were. Our extremely delicious dragon chicken is ready and prepared. It looks really good and we are ready to taste it. You should share this recipe with your friends and family and make sure you try and enjoy. So that is it for today's video guys. I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more. Bye bye.